You don't want to be a slow oxidizer. You don't want to be a fast oxidizer. Children usually are fast oxidizers. People, as we start to age, become slow oxidation. Slow oxidation is about 80% of our population today. Slow oxidation is premature aging. Premature aging meaning slow oxidation, calcium, magnesium goes high, sodium, potassium goes low. That's the hallmark of slow oxidation. Now we got to understand, how is that connected to premature aging? So when we see calcium going high, calcium, we have to understand the energetics of calcium. Calcium represents the Saturn energy. The planet Saturn has everything to do with calcium. It's the metal of Saturn. And so Saturn is the Grim Reaper. It's time, it's Chronos, it's aging, it's depression, it's disease. We're all going to be affected by calcium metabolism. So when we go into rigor mortis, what happens in rigor mortis? When we die, all the calcium channels are being released, we contract. And as we contract, magnesium, the spark of life, is no longer there to oppose the calcium, so we stay in this contracted state. That is rigor mortis. So understanding that when calcium precipitates out of solution, so calcium should be in solution. And who holds calcium in solution? Sodium, potassium, magnesium keep calcium in solution. When calcium precipitates out of solution, then calcium is going to bind to an acid. It can bind to an oxalate, to a phosphate, to a urate, to a hydroxyapatite. And so the calcium oxalate may be your kidney stone. Your calcium oxalate may be, what we see in the autistic spectrum of kids, banging on their testicles or poking their eyes, because these calcium oxalates deposit in the tissues, organs, and glands anywhere in the body. Most notoriously, we know it as the kidney stone. So calcium will can bind to a hydroxyapatite. When it binds to a hydroxyapatite, that's the chronic aches and pains in our joints, causing the arthritic degenerative disease processes. So calcium, because it's one of the most abundant minerals in the body, will bind to all the acids that we're making as byproducts of metabolism. So again, the calcium precipitates out of solution, then it's going to need to bind to an acid. It's going to look for the anion. Again, phosphates, urates, lactic acids, oxalate acids, whatever the acid, calcium can bind to it, and that's your crystal deposit. That crystal deposit is the hallmark of all aging diseases, because those crystal deposits become sand in the gears, whether it's in the eyes, whether it's in the brain, whether it's in the heart, wherever it goes, it's the calcium buildup. And so these sand in the gears, the calcium precipitate material, binds to the acid, but also binds to the microorganisms, and so then we create biofilms. And so this is why understanding slow oxidation is premature aging has everything to do with Saturn. Remember, Saturn is the furthest planet from the sun, so the sun shields light, so we're blocking the light. And magnesium is the light. It is the mineral of the sun. That's why magnesium is number 12 on the periodic table. That's why magnesium is needed for all chlorophyll. The beginning of the food chain begins with the magnesium molecule. The blood of the plant happens because of magnesium. Without magnesium, there is no life on planet Earth. Magnesium is needed to bind to the ATP. So without magnesium attached to an ATP, you have no energy. So calcium is inhibiting all of this when calcium goes rogue. So understanding slow oxidation, understanding premature aging is a fundamental process to start reverse engineering this chronicity to slow down the aging process. Eventually it gets us all in the end, but our goal is to let it happen slowly over time. While we have a chance, we want to build up our health and understand how important slow oxidation and fast oxidation are. You may dump a metal, you may be in slow oxidation, dump mercury, put stress on your kidneys, and then that causes you to go into fast oxidation temporarily. Then when you're in fast oxidation, you're going to come crashing down to slow oxidation. And these are things that happen in a mineral balancing program as we go through metal dumps or die off, or we start to deal with the layers of adaptation. But ultimately, we don't want to be a slow oxidizer, we don't want to be a fast oxidizer, we want to be a normal oxidizer. And that's why understanding the minerals and how they affect the oxidation rate become critical, so we can preserve and create and cultivate health and longevity, so we don't have this premature aging leading to every degenerative disease under the sun. And that's what's killing most of our population today. So that's why slow oxidation and fast oxidation are very important concepts in nutritional balancing.